Hey everybody, Tom Barnes stories from the 78. Big weekend here in Chicago. Besides a pending snowstorm that we're supposed to get, the 12th and 13th at the Allstate Arena, PBR coming to town. And I don't mean the beer, I mean professional bull riding. And I have my friend Colton to talk about it. How you doing, Colton?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing great. And you go by Colton or Colt? I've heard both. I just wanted to make sure.
Colton. Colton.
Colton. All right. So you mentioned earlier that you've been writing since you were like 3 years old. You did big things in high school. You graduated, or I'm sorry, you did a competition where you won the whole thing in 2018. You've been writing professionally for the last 2 years. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I grew up riding sheep since I was three, and this carried it out all the way up to big bulls, and I won multiple state titles in Missouri, and then went on to college, and then I finally turned 18 and won my first PBR event, and I've been with the PBR ever since.
Here in state championships and bull riding, I mean, I'm in Illinois, not that far from Missouri. We are only separated by the Mississippi, yet I don't, far as I know, and I could be wrong for Southern Illinois, but I don't know of any bull riding happening in Illinois. Maybe you do it because if you traveled and did, things while you were in high school, but that's wild to me that you were able to do that in Missouri and I imagine other places all around the U.S., right?
Yeah, there's bull ridings all over the place, from west coast to east coast to north to south. There's bull ridings all over, just traveling the world. I did it in my youth when I was in youth rodeo in high school, and then I just carried it on in the professional.
And you travel with these different events. How does it work when you're doing like professional bull riding circuit like you are right now? I think you guys were you just in uh, Madison Square Garden, New York City, and now you're coming to Chicago?
Yeah, we was just in Madison Square Garden uh, just a couple days ago. Uh, Now we're going to be in Chicago, and then after Chicago, they'll move it. So like after Chicago, we'll be in Tulsa, and then so on and so forth. So they travel us around every weekend.
So how does it work for you like during the week? I mean, I'm guessing that you're in maybe perhaps a family member's home. You got some stuffed animals happening behind you there.
Yeah, this is
It's a childhood
actually
home.
this is actually my bedroom right now. There's my family's out in the living room, and mom's working and stuff. It's kind of loud. It was quiet in here, so figured I'd come in my bedroom where it was quiet, and I kind of have everything from when I grew up. And there's a bunch more around in my bedroom, but that's a bunch of collections I just had growing up. I didn't have stuffed bears. I had a bunch of stuffed bulls and horses and stuff, and dogs, and I got a PBR collection of other toy bulls hanging up above my curtains over here to my left. So
Oh, that's fan. You got a big fat check behind you too. Was that the first one you won?
uh that one was actually the first one I ever won. In front of me up on this shelf above, there's a bunch more. There's probably seven or eight more hanging up, and I got a couple of the PBR checks sitting up there as well.
Well, do me a favor. Grab the camera or grab your phone and just flip it. Let's see the whole thing. Or you can just turn it around. It's fine. It's your room.
I got some up there. There's
All right.
some more, and there's probably three or four more up behind
That's
that one.
fantastic. Hey,
Yeah.
if I won anything like that, I would have it all over the place too. What's your most prized possession in that bedroom of yours?
Oh man. Uh I don't know what the most prized possession of in here would be. Uh I'm gonna say probably this belt buckle right here is probably one of my favorite ones I've ever
Let's
worn.
get a little close to it if you don't mind. Yeah. So why that one?
That's the last uh youth world championship buckle I ever won before I jumped into the pro ranks.
And I'm guessing that the people in the background there is that your mom and dad and you when you were younger.
Yeah, that's my mom and dad when I was younger. That's when I was little before my little brother came along. So
Ah, I see. So I gotta imagine practicing, going to the arena where you practice? I don't know. Is it a barn? What do you call the place that you go and practice when you're doing your practicing and stuff like that?
Um, we got a barn out here with a what we call a buck ride inside of it. Um, we've got also arena. It's not in a barn; it's an outdoor arena. Right now, there's about 6 inches of snow on it, but
Yeah,
we practice here at home when it's not freezing cold and got snow all over it.
absolutely. Yeah, where in Missouri are you?
I'm actually by Kansas City. I'm north of Kansas City, about 35, 40 minutes in
Okay.
Smithville.
So you're around some good food, right?
Yeah, we're around barbecue and stuff like that. But we cook a lot at home, so
Absolutely. For you go to these different competitions. Is this your full time job? Is this what you're doing, or do you like going to school on the side, a little college, or helping out in the family business of some kind, or what do you do during the week outside of training, or training is your only thing that you're doing?
riding bulls professionally is my job.
Yeah.
That I don't have a plan B at all. I did go to college for 2 years and finished my 2 years in college, but I was making so much money at the PBR. I and I was so talented. I just I couldn't stay in college. They were you got to come to college, you got to come to class, and I'm like, well, I can do it online. I won't be in class. So my attendance grade was 10%, and that definitely took my grades from an A to a B because I couldn't go to class.
Yeah, but you're making much more money doing the PBR than going to college. So I get that 100%. Do it while you can for as long as you can, right?
Yeah, Dad always told me, he said, you can go back to school later. You only got one chance at this, so take it while you
Yeah,
got it.
absolutely. And your body's only young once. I can speak from
Yeah.
experience, right?
Yep.
That's amazing. So you get to go to all these different cities all throughout the U.S. Like you were talking earlier, the South, the North, the West Coast, all that stuff. Do you have a spot that you look forward to, or that is very bull riding esque? Like it has all the characteristics. I imagine it would be a place in Texas, but I could be way off on that. But I was just curious, as somebody who's been doing it for now.
There's so many places that we've been to travel in the world with the PBR. As a little kid, you grew up, the World Finals was in Vegas. Um, Nobody, which I have never got to compete during the individual World Finals in Vegas. Every time I've got to compete with the individual is in Fort Worth, but Vegas was pretty cool. But to have the background of a cowboy lifestyle and just to have the atmosphere around it, Fort Worth is probably going to be the biggest and best uh, atmosphere and background around it just because it's a cowboy town.
Yeah, I've been there before. I have actually seen a rodeo in Fort Worth, like nothing I've ever seen. It was incredible.
Probably at the stockyards.
Yes, it was exactly. Yes, yes. But I mean, it's amazing. It's so Americana, right? Like it is just such a cool thing to do, and to really, it's a different side of things that people might not be used to. Slow things down a little bit in terms of like not having electronics in front of you, seeing competition like that, and I imagine it takes a toll on the body though. After a while, you have to train to stay in shape to just be able to ride these bulls, right?
Well, yeah, you gotta stay in shape and be prepared because these bulls are getting the best day in and day out. They're getting the best feed, the best care, the best water, and they're getting hauled all over the country. And it's not like we can just go jump on an airplane and fly there. These bulls actually gotta see the road. They gotta see the miles in the trailer, and go from their home to other people's barns, sell barns to get bedded down for a night, or go get hauled 6 or 7 hours. These bulls are definitely athletes just like we are, but they're the best way I can and say it is you're basically dealing with a bomb is what you're dealing with, and these bulls are all there when we crawl on the back of them.
Right. And all you got to pair on is a cowboy boots, some jeans, and t-shirt. Right. You don't have a bomb whole jacket to protect you and your instinct to stay on.
Yeah, these bulls are big and they're fed a lot, and I'm 150, 155 pounds. I ain't very big myself, maybe 5'7". So you take a small guy like me and put it on a big, powerful bull. Yeah, we gotta stay in shape and protect ourselves as much as possible.
Absolutely. And I saw that you were part of the inaugural Kansas City Outlaws. Was that right? The dual riding. Tell me about that real quick.
The PBR teams. I was the first year. I was originally actually started off with the Ridge Riders and got traded. I was the first ever trade to be right before the real season of teams, and I got traded to the Kansas City Outlaws. They're going to be adding 2 teams this year. I don't know any information on that, but originally for the past 2 seasons, it's been 8 teams, uh, and we all go head to head every weekend to like football would. They
Hmm.
drafted us guys, and only difference is this was bull riding, and it they pick 5 guys, get on 5 bulls, and we played another team. And the best way I could say it is still you're an individual person getting on the back of these bulls, but you're just with a team now. So even if you didn't do your best and get the bull road, you still get a paycheck if your team tries hard enough. But the teams is pretty good, and has opened up a lot to guys, even for myself. My first ever year in the PBR, uh, I got to be a part of something that never had happened before ever in rodeo. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's incredible. And kudos to you for being a part of it. I mean, I've been fortunate in my life to be at the right place at the right time a few times. And it sounds like a little bit of that where you take advantage of those situations and help build your career. So congrats to you. And are you excited about this weekend here in Chicago? We're going to lay out all the stops for you. We're going to have snow. We're going to have all the things, but you're going to be able to try some food. I imagine you've been to Chicago before. So you got places you're going to hit up when you get here.
Honestly, I fly into Chicago a lot to catch another flight to go somewhere. I've been to Chicago one or two other times. Uh, One time I was driving through, and the other time it was last year when I was competing in Chicago. I really don't have nothing planned besides get there and stay on my bulls. But I'm excited. I'm coming off of a pretty good weekend in Madison Square Garden, and now I'm in the top 5 in the world. So pretty
Top
cool
five in the
opportunity for
world.
me.
That's
Thank
incredible.
you.
So, folks that are going to the event this weekend, when I know they obviously you want them to be there the whole time, but you have specific times that you're going to be out riding, so people know to get their butts in the seats by a certain time.
Yeah, 7:45 start time on Friday night and 6:45 start time on Saturday night. It'll be pretty big. They'll have Monster Energy girls with Monster Energy sponsors and the Monster Energy riders and the rest of us bull riders getting on with the best bulls in the world. So it's a pretty cool opportunity, and a bunch of guys will be out.
Awesome. Well, Colton, thank you very much for taking time to chat with me. Good luck to you this weekend and the rest of the season. And here's to many more of those big fat checks you got going on behind you there.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.